And we're going to begin right there. We've already got some amazing magic makers here. Welcome, 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 HERoines. Friday the 13th. Now, when you think about Friday the 13th, you might think black cats, or you might think superstition, or you might even think of Freddy Krueger. But we are reclaiming it right now. Okay, HERoines, here it is. Friday is actually the day of the divine feminine. No, Friday the 13th is. Friday is a day of feminine magic. So, Friday is the day aligned with the planet Venus. It's seen as a feminine planet. Venus is all about love and abundance. Claim it. I want it. I want you to have it. Friday is also the day aligned with the goddess Freya, the Norse goddess Freya. And she's all about love and fertility and prophecy and sovereignty. You want some of that? Claim it. Friday is a female day. And then 13? 13 is actually a lucky number. 13 is a big number in the magic realm because we have 13 lunar cycles in a year. Not 12, 13. Now, you may be wondering, how did Friday the 13th get all Freddy Krueger black cat? Well, it's got a lot to do with, the stories that have been told for way too long in history. Let's just call it patriarchal posturing, a little bit of organized religion, a little bit of like women are too powerful, let's take some of that away. We all know that story. And here at the Be Her Collective, me and all of the Intuitive HERoines connected in the collective, we are interested in her story, writing the new narrative, which means today and every Friday the 13th, we claim it. It's a day of high magic, my friends, and in particular, high feminine power. Breathe it in and believe it and just say, yeah, today's my day for all of us as Intuitive HERoines. Yes, indeed. I am Deb D, and I claim it. I'm an intuitive HERoine, and I believe you are too. We are all naturally intuitive, and we were all born to be the main character of our story. So let's get busy doing that instead of in the fray of all the old stories that made us small or silent. Not anymore, my friends, because we are aligning with who the fuck we are and saying yes to all of the collective energy that supports us to be this main character of your life. And part of that is, what's the moon doing? Why do we get 2 eclipses every year? And how can Chinese astrology support us in that? So, this is the first of a series of intuitive guides I'm going to do for you. So, this is the Intuitive HERoine's Guide to Eclipse Season and the Fire Horse Year. And it's actually the first of a few lives I'm going to be doing here on Substack and then sending out across the ethers. So if you're not here on Substack right now and you've caught me on YouTube or somewhere else, love ya. Come join us on Substack. It's fun here. This is the digital playground for the Be Her Collective. But today, Friday the 13th, we are in pre-eclipse and we're actually still in the snake. So we're going to play there because next Tuesday, that's new moon. That's solar eclipse time. And that's when the horse gallops in. But now, Friday the 13th, on this high magic day, we want to stay in the magic of the moment, the energy of now. This is how you get the most out of not only the upcoming eclipse and the horse, but the most out of this moment, Friday the 13th. I'm just so tickled pink. So I'm going to break down for you what are the moves an intuitive HERoine wants to make pre-eclipse, and how do we complete our snake year. So we're going to start with the moon because at the Be Her Collective, we follow the moon. And so by following the moon right now, we know we are at dark moon. And dark moon is the days before the new moon. which means there's not a lot of light, which means we are guided inside. We are guided into our internal world. As intuitive heroines, we are always connected to our insides as well as checking out what's going on the outside, in the real world and up in the ethers. Right? We're always balanced by both. And at a dark moon, which is now, we want to go into rest and reflection. But this is not an ordinary dark moon. This is a pre-eclipse dark moon. Now, an eclipse is when the sun and the moon line up and we get a solar and then we get a lunar, and we've got a couple of weeks where there's a whole heap of eclipse magic happening. An eclipse is essentially the wild card of the universe, when the universe comes along to support us in our energetic path. I'm going to talk more about eclipse energy next Tuesday, but I want to talk now about what we want to do now at the dark moon before our first eclipse of 2026. So yes, a dark moon is about rest and reflection, but what are we reflecting on? There's a couple of things here. First of all, you want to know that eclipse energy works in 6-month cycles. So we've got one now, starting February. Our full moon lunar eclipse is on the 3rd of March. And then again in August, we've got more eclipse energy. So we get these 2 universal realignments happening every year. And this year, it's now, starting on Tuesday, and then again in August, which meant, peel it back, my friends, about 6 months ago, we were in eclipse energy. So your reflection today, over the weekend, into Monday, Tuesday, while we're working towards this new moon solar eclipse, your reflection is, what's been going on in the last 6 months? What's been happening? And look at this wide view. What's happened or not happened in the last 6 months? That's the reflection for now. Don't think so much right now about what do I want in the next 6 months. We're going to get there on Tuesday. Join me for that live when we're at the new moon solar eclipse live circle. But right now, you want to be sitting with what's happened or not happened. What have I learned or not learned in the last 6 months? That's the move right now in your pre-eclipse move. You can also note that eclipses work in 6-month cycles, so you could go 6, 12, 18. Like for me, I can see 6 months, but I can see the 6 months before. I can see the energy that shifted into eclipse big cycles for me, in particular around my business and around my writing as an author, around my thought leadership, right? For you, it might be about money, it might be about your work, it might be about your relationships, maybe all of them. But we want to have a wide view right now. So dark moon, we're always wanting to go into reflection. This particular dark moon, go back about at least 6 months. Something that supports this is, like, get out your calendar. What were you doing in September and October? How was the holiday season for you? Like, start to tease it out of memory. And what you want to look for is, what are the patterns? Did I repeat anything? Was I hanging out with a particular person? Did I have a problem that kept turning up? Is there any themes in what was going on with me? You don't have to solve it. You don't have to fix it all before the new moon solar eclipse. Let's move away from that energy. What I want to just invite all of us into, what if we're not broken? What if nothing needs to get fixed? What if we're on these journeys because we're evolving and learning and evolving and learning, and sometimes we're going to fuck it up and sometimes we're going to get it absolutely right? Play there. It's more empowering there. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong. So you want to play there, But in particular, you want to be looking for lessons learned and wisdom gained, because it's also the final reflection for your snake year. So we're going to shimmy over to Chinese horoscope and lunar years now. So our solar eclipse is also Lunar New Year. That's a lot to say. So Chinese New Year is next Tuesday, and we're going to move from some snake energy into some horse energy. And everyone wants to talk about the horse galloping forward, but please stay just a little moment longer with the snake. The snake year was about releasing and letting go. But don't miss that the snake is also about wisdom and intuition and creativity. So reflect also on, in the last 6 months, in the last 12 months, what wisdom have I gained? Because we're all learning and evolving and nothing's fixed, needs fixing, nothing's broken, right? What wisdom have I gained? Because there's a lot of energy around in the snake year. It's all about release, release, release. And I hope you have done a lot of release. But what's on the other side of a release is, why did I need to let it go? Why was it in my way? Or what has it made space for now? We want to go there on the other side of the letting go. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? This is the reflection for now at our dark moon pre-eclipse. We're moving from a snake to a horse. It's about wisdom. It's about learning about love and lessons here. What have you let go of? And what did it make space for? That's what you want now. Now, something that can help is absolutely your journaling and your writing, definitely. Having an amazing conversation and story sharing with another intuitive heroine, please do that. But let me tell you what really helps me. Literally cleaning and clearing. So last weekend, I went into boxes I haven't opened for a long time. And I found things in there that I was like, I don't need that anymore. Oh, I know why I was holding on to that. Like I was like my breath caught in this moment where I found an old love letter from an old lover from a long time ago. And I was like, wow, I didn't even realize I was holding on to that. Right? And I got to have this moment of letting go of past me, not them, who I was with them. Right? I let go of a whole heap of shoes. I let go of old books and journals. So you can actually go through the final, like, what is at the back of the cupboard? Do you have any boxes you haven't opened for a while? Because when you actually start to move and take things out and away, it really starts to clear. And also when we're doing something pedestrian, like cleaning, clearing, going through a box, we actually shift energetically in our mental space, which means your intuition and that wisdom of intuitive insight can come through, because we're not thinking about ourselves so much. We're just doing. So everyone who works with me, all the community members of the Be Her community know every Saturday I go through this. I have a ritual at home. And it's not that my house is dirty. It's not about that. It's like I move things, I clear things, I do the laundry, I wipe things down. And it's about letting the week go and clear and clean. It's a part of my energy ritual. So this weekend, is there anything that you literally want to go through, clear, clean, get rid of? Is there anything that you need to donate? Is there anything that you're just ready to throw away? Because that is a big fat energetic message. Here's that thing, get it out of my way. Or here's that thing you forgot about, and it's got a message for you. So let's take a breath together, because it's some big energy. Like right now, 2026, it's on, my friends. It is on in 2026 with a lot of energy changing. We are in the middle of the revolution right now. We are all, as a collective, evolving. It's been happening for a while, but 2026 is turning up the volume, right? Which means choose your dance move. Choose to every day anchor into, I remember who the fuck I am. I'm going to remember that I don't need to be fixed. There's nothing broken. I get to align with my feminine fabulousness right now and make the next move. So over the weekend, if something is heavy, let it go, put it down. If you've been delaying in having a conversation with someone in your life, please have that before Tuesday and our solar eclipse, new moon, lunar new year. Anything that is pending or waiting, that email you haven't sent, that invoice that needs attention, all of those things, we want to be with them now, and we want to be in this bigger reflection. What's been going on for the last 6 months, last eclipse cycle, and then 12 months, 2 eclipse cycles, plus also the whole of your snake year. Believe me when I say, if you slow down and take this time to tune in with the dark moon, this is the part where you get to slow the roll to move back so you can propel forward when we get to that horse energy, that fire horse energy. You don't want to be moving forward with a whole heap of stuff you don't want to take. And you absolutely want to be listening for the lessons that are just there for you, because it's all just there for you. So please let me know how you go. And please, next Tuesday, join me for a new moon circle, a special new moon circle, which is all my ears just went, wow, that's crazy. Yeah, there's some big energy around this solar eclipse. Whoa, that's crazy. Yeah, new moon, next Tuesday, solar eclipse, the beginning of our horse energy, our fire horse energy. There was just some big energy that just came through then, and it's not telling me what it is. I really wish I could tell you. I really wish I knew, but wow, that was big. Okay, my friends, I can see some messages here. I'm going to see if I can see the messages. I'm going to flick the phone and see what happens. I see Valerie. Valerie, one of our intuitive heroines in our community, says, I love creating an energy ritual. I can't wait to go through some bags. I've just been stuffing things in. Oh my God, Valerie, listen to that. Stuffing things in. Yeah, you want to get all that stuff out. What have you been stuffing down or stuffing in that bag? So see how what we're doing is how we do one thing is how we do everything. It's the same with energy, right? What we're avoiding is creating energy leaks or being stuffed down. Valerie, so happy for you for your weekend. Please let us know how you go. Let me see if I can flick. Tanya says, I've been shedding old survivor patterns that are keeping me stuck. Wow. Let me just take a moment with that. Thank you, Tanya, for saying that. Who else has been shedding a big energetic pattern like that? Like an old survivor pattern. I think all women on the planet have a survivor pattern. And we've needed them. And we don't always need to keep them. Right? Thank you, Tanya, for bringing that into the space. Yes, I wish for all women, whatever pattern in your energy is old and you don't want it anymore, you have all the right to let it go. And now, how do we let it go? Let me just support you here in this. You can be writing out what the pattern is. You can actually be saying, old survivor pattern. I know that you came when I was young because I needed you. I know that you supported me in that way. I know that, I know that, I know that. I also know I don't want you anymore. I want to stand on my own feet. I want to be in my sovereignty. I want to know who the fuck I am. I know that I don't need survivor pattern anymore because I'm moving from surviving into thriving. And you claim it. You can write it down and then rip it up and burn it, or just write it down, read it out to yourself, and then let it go, throw it away. You don't want to keep that energy in a journal. Or sometimes what I do is I go out in nature and I just say it out loud and I let my spirit team take it away. Or third way you can do it is you declare it like either in your mind eye or you can say it out loud before you go to sleep. And then you say, angels, archangels, spirit team, guardian angel, anyone who's here to support me, I'm going to give you full permission to take that energy out of my system while I'm sleeping. And also know this, when we're letting go of old patterns, sometimes you've got to do it a couple of times. And it's not because you did it wrong, because there's nothing wrong. Sometimes these patterns can be stubborn. And so we've got to give it a couple of reps. All right. Let me know if that helps. Tanya, I'm so happy for you. Letting go of old survivor patterns. I'm just flicking here. What else have we got? Yes, love that, Tanya. Tanya's also saying here that what's coming to her is that horses will saunter slowly before they gallop quickly. Absolutely. Next week, when we welcome the fire horse, I'm going to talk about a part of the fire horse that not everyone's talking about, particularly for the intuitive heroine. It's got everything to do with that sauntering before you take off and also the intuition of the horse. Beautiful. Let's see if there's anything else I've missed. Thank you all for being here with me. Such fun. Friday the 13th, yes. And I just learned from Rose, our magic maker, that next month we get another one. Maybe I need to do another live for Friday the 13th. I mean, I do love it. Okay, intuitive heroines. You've got this. You've got yourself. You've got the collective. We're all together in this. And we will turn up for ourselves in this dark moon, in this moment when the moon says, please just be quiet a little longer because I have something to tell you. When your beautiful story starts to sing to you, when you start to look at what are the themes and patterns in my last 6 to 12 months. And when you say to the snake, thank you so much for showing me what I need to let go. Is there any more that I can put down? And now that I've made space, show me the wisdom because I want to weave that into my magic. Yes, you do. Next Tuesday, I'm back live again. And then mid-eclipse season between the new moon and the full moon, I'm going to be back again. And then, of course, I'm going to be sharing for our full moon. And there's actually a special invitation for full moon. I'm just going to leave that up my moon sleeve for now because it's Friday the 13th. Go on outside and play, my friends. Let's release and let's remember who the fuck we are. You are an intuitive heroine. You are the main character of your story. And the next move is yours. Big love, everybody.